Europa, one of Jupiter's moons, may seem like just another icy body floating in space, but it's much more than that. At first glance, Europa looks like an enormous frozen desert, covered in ice for as far as the eye can see. Its surface is full of cracks, ridges, and massive blocks of ice that have shifted and refrozen over time. But what lies beneath the surface is what makes Europa truly special. Scientists believe that under this thick ice crust, which might be as deep as 30 kilometers, there's a vast ocean of liquid water. Imagine that, an ocean that spans the entire moon, stretching for thousands of kilometers. Even more surprising is the fact that this ocean could be up to 100 kilometers deep, making it larger than all of Earth's oceans combined. But what keeps this ocean from freezing solid, given that Europa is so far from the sun? The secret lies in Jupiter's powerful gravitational pull. As Europa orbits this giant, it is caught in a constant gravitational struggle. Picture a small moon being pulled and pushed by the enormous forces of Jupiter. This creates friction inside Europa's core. This friction generates heat deep within the moon, which then prevents the water beneath the ice from freezing solid. Europa is not just a cold, lifeless moon. Its hidden ocean might hold incredible secrets. Could it be home to some form of life? Scientists are eagerly trying to find out. This mysterious world has become one of the most promising places in our solar system to search for life beyond Earth. Europa's ocean, hidden beneath miles of ice, remains liquid because of an incredible process known as tidal heating. This process is what makes Europa so intriguing to scientists, as it keeps the ocean from freezing despite the moon's location far from the sun's warmth. Jupiter, the massive gas giant that Europa orbits, has an immense gravitational field. As Europa orbits this giant, it is caught in a constant gravitational struggle. Picture a small moon being pulled and pushed by the enormous forces of Jupiter. This creates friction inside Europa's core. This friction generates heat deep within the moon, which then prevents the water beneath the ice from freezing solid. Think of Europa like a cosmic stress ball, constantly stretched and squeezed. Every time this happens, the internal heat increases, melting the ice from below and keeping the subsurface ocean liquid. This means that while Europa's surface might look like a frozen wasteland, underneath lies a warm ocean that has been kept liquid for possibly billions of years. This tidal heating process is critical because where there's liquid water, there's a chance for life. The warm waters below Europa's icy shell might host life forms we can't even imagine yet. Scientists believe that life can survive in extreme conditions, and Europa's ocean might be just the right environment. Understanding how tidal heating works not only explains why Europa has a liquid ocean, but it also gives us hope that this distant moon might be home to some form of extraterrestrial life. One of the most exciting possibilities about Europa is the chance that it could harbor life. When we think of life, we tend to imagine Earth-like conditions, warmth, sunlight, and oxygen. But life, as we know it, can survive in extreme environments. On Earth, we've discovered extremophiles, tiny organisms that thrive in the most inhospitable places, from hydrothermal vents deep in the ocean to the icy tundras of Antarctica. If life can survive in such harsh conditions on Earth, could similar life forms exist on Europa? Europa's ocean, hidden beneath a thick layer of ice, is one of the most promising places to search for life in the solar system. The warmth generated by tidal heating could create a stable environment, similar to the hydrothermal vents on Earth's ocean floors, where life flourishes without sunlight. If similar vents exist on Europa's ocean floor, they could provide heat and nutrients, supporting microbial life forms or even more complex organisms. The search for life on Europa isn't just about curiosity. It's about answering one of humanity's biggest questions. Are we alone in the universe? If life exists on Europa, it would be a groundbreaking discovery. It would mean that life can arise in many different environments, not just on Earth. Scientists are eager to explore Europa's depths to find out if we're truly alone, or if our first cosmic neighbors are swimming in the cold, dark waters beneath Europa's icy shell. NASA's Europa Clipper mission is set to be one of the most exciting space exploration missions of our time. This spacecraft, designed specifically to study Europa, will give us the closest look yet at the moon's icy surface and hidden ocean. Clipper will fly by Europa dozens of times, each time gathering crucial data about the moon's ice shell, potential water plumes in the ocean beneath. One of the key objectives of the Europa Clipper is to determine the thickness of Europa's ice crust. Scientists believe it could be between 10 and 30 kilometers thick, but we won't know for sure until Clipper's instruments take measurements. Another fascinating aspect of this mission is the search for plumes of water vapor. Scientists have seen signs that these plumes might be erupting from Europa's surface, shooting water into space from cracks in the ice. If confirmed, these plumes could give us direct access to Europa's ocean, providing valuable information about its composition without the need for drilling. Imagine the excitement of analyzing these water samples, which could contain organic molecules, the building blocks of life. This mission is the next step in answering the question of whether life exists on Europa. The Europa Clipper will gather data that could help us unlock the mysteries of this hidden ocean, bringing us closer to finding life beyond Earth. The mission represents humanity's drive to explore the unknown, pushing the boundaries of what we know about the universe. The discovery of life on Europa would be one of the most profound events in human history. For centuries, we've looked up at the stars and wondered if we're alone in the universe. Finding even the smallest microbial life in Europa's ocean would change everything. It would suggest that life can arise in environments completely different from those on Earth, making the possibility of life elsewhere in the universe much more likely. If life exists on Europa, it would mean that life is not as rare as we once thought. It would raise the exciting prospect that life might exist on other moons in our solar system, like Saturn's Titan or Enceladus, or on distant exoplanets orbiting other stars. The discovery would inspire new missions and new explorations as scientists seek to understand how life can thrive in such extreme environments. This isn't just about science fiction anymore. The possibility of life beyond Earth feels more real than ever before. The universe is vast, and Europa is just one small part of it. But if we find life in its dark, alien ocean, it would mean that the cosmos is much more alive than we ever imagined. The search for life beyond Earth would enter a new era, and humanity's view of its place in the universe would never be the same.